Hi, everyone. This is James from Prague, August the 16th, 2021. I'm amazed that I knew that. I lost a day last week. I thought it was actually Friday and it was a Thursday. And people said to me, James, it's only Thursday. I'm like, okay, I lost a day. How are you all? Conrad Lewandowski, hello, hello. Very good. Cindy Penny, hello from Indiana. Heidi Kleiman, hi, Heidi. Remember your name, South Florida. How are you doing in Florida today? Good afternoon from Iowa. Hi, Stacy. I'm trying to see the names that look familiar to me that I remember. Nancy P. from Cape Cod. Takes a while for people to get notified that I'm on. I was just telling Renee, my producer here, I'm so untechnical that this is like a miracle this actually happens. Hello, Michaela. Hello there. Eileen, Diana. Here now everyone's coming on because the notice is getting out there. Amarillo, Lori, Leanne, Lori. Let's see, Jill. Let's see if I can keep up with it. Dawn, Lynn, Devera, Micaiah, Amy Drake. Let's move quickly now. Valerie, Naringo from Lithuania. Wow, welcome. From Scotland. We have some from Scotland, Australia. Marie. Wow, Debbie Pace. Hello, Lynn, Lisa Kimberly. Jan from Southern California. I've heard of that place. Hi from New England. Cheryl, hello. Hello from Katy, Texas. Never heard of it, honey. Wow. Hi, James. Hi, Victoria and Linda Miller. How are you? Joyce Donahue. Hello. Hello, Carol. Hello, Nancy Connors, Jane, Janice, Heidi, Teresa, Elaine, Stephanie. Wow, we're really fast. Beth, Cheryl. I can't keep up now. Gloria, Ali. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and welcome to a new week, new day. Hope you're having a good day. I hope every day is different than the one before. It should be. Except that when you procrastinate and you don't do things the day before that you wait, like cleaning up my office, has been about 2 months, because I'm writing a new book. I'm getting started with a new book. And for me, procrastination is, as most authors, writers, procrastination. So you'll do anything not to start. And I want to start. And I just got to clean up my office, and then I'll feel organized and clean to work. So I just got to do filing. Not good with filing, but I got to do filing. So I'll get that done. And I'm going to get rid of old things. It's a good time to get rid of all the old things in your life, like old papers and files and shredding this and that. Good time to do that. Go through wardrobe and get rid of clothes you haven't worn in 2 years. Supposedly that's the key. And that's what I'm doing. And getting my teeth worked on and cleaned and all health stuff good. I went for a COVID test last week because I thought I had COVID, and I didn't, thank God. But I found it was dust from workers that were on my place and were cutting some stone. I got dust in my lungs. That's what it was. And the girl that I met, the nurse who was giving me the test, was very, very sweet. I ended up doing an astrology chart for her, and she was 20 years old. I said, you could be my child. It was really great. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I'm just telling my week. How has your week been? Good for you. There are days I get into cleaning. Oh, you bet. There are days I love to clean. I mean, when I get into it, I get into it. It's I'm that Virgo part. I get into the cleaning. I'm the Leo part that I get my space all crowded, and then I get clean. My Virgo comes in because I'm on the cusp. So I both. So it's like a hurricane comes through. That's what you did yesterday. Oh, good, Yvonne. Cleanliness is next to godliness. I don't know about that, but I do like clean. When it's clean, that you love it. Yes. Cassandra's doing Virgo cleaning, doing closets. God bless you, Sandra. Good for you. Hi, Elsa. So everybody should get a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. I have a little test for you, a little assessment to do with you guys. So make sure you all reach out for a pen and a piece of paper. And I'm going to do something which I mentioned last week, and it was really well received. So just a little assessment for your soul. See what's going on. Hi, Lori Smith. The picture of my fireplace. It's, Lori, I got that at Z Gallery years ago. And I just like trees in a field. And that's what it is, basically. I don't know the name of it. But I've always liked trees. I just like trees. like that. So, and I like landscape paintings as well. I have one from this lady from Laguna Beach, who's an artist, and she goes to the south of France every summer. Marie Beltran, her name is, and she goes there and she paints the landscape of southern France, all the lavender fields. So I have one of those because I love lavender. Thank you for showing up in my notifications today, Mr. Van Brugge. You're welcome, Alicia Daniels. Thank you for notifying me and for being here, for showing up with me. Good, Julie from Long Beach. And also tell people about this if you don't mind, if you wouldn't mind Mondays, because I don't advertise this event. So the Soul Care event, and it started with COVID 2 years ago when it started, and I did it every day, and it was exhausting. So I do it once a week now. And I think it's a great to bring the community together. So, and I would do more Facebook Lives, but I don't know how to get on the Facebook because they shut me out of Facebook when I had someone in Nigeria pretend they were me. So they cut it down, and now they won't give me my own Facebook back. So my staff here, my assistant who helps with Facebook, Liz, she gets on there with me and we do stuff. But for me, it's hard. But I'm going to work at that one. Okay. Oh, thanks, Missy. Look forward to Mondays. A lot of people, I just want to let you know that a lot of people have asked me from last week, and then we had the evening of the event for the Mediumship 2 students. And again, I'm still getting emails about that. So the biggest thing is people want to know about if they sign up, is there still room for the night of messages? So the first 50 people, there is still room. So do not worry. I'll read it to you here. The class starts in 1 week. The Mediumship 2 level 2 starts 1 week. Some people ask me, can they jump into the middle of it once the course starts going? Can you jump in and start it at a later date? The answer is no. No, you can't do that because you got to start when you sign up. You get the lessons. Let me turn that off. When you start, you get all the lessons, but it's one lesson at a time, and they're pretty thorough lessons. So it'd be better for the whole group because I put you in development circles. So it'd be better if you start with a bunch of you at the same time or around within the same month. So that's why we can't jump in. So that answers that question. And it starts in 1 week. And for a very special bonus, which I mentioned last week, again, September the 1st, I'm going to do a special night with the Mediumship 2 students. First 50 people to sign up, I do a VIP evening of spirit if you'd like to see how I work as a medium. And if you're ready to take your medium, with Medium 2 as well, I'm repeating, it's a whole new refinement of mediumship. It's learning to have confidence. It's learning to blend better with the spirit world. It's learning to open yourself up to the world around us and expand your consciousness. That's really what it's about. And also, of course, you get, which a lot of you are on my email list. You probably already received this email, but I'll repeat it. 6 on-demand training modules, 50 videos each. Hello, I worked my rear end off for years doing this. 6 live group coaching calls, which might extend even more. On a meditation library that I've done for several years, which is yours for a lifetime. Great meditations. Everybody asks me, do you have that meditation on tape or something? I say, it's in my library. I don't remember because each meditation is done at the moment. And those of you done on the moment, so I can't even tell you what incorporated. Development circles also, I put the students in development circles, like 8 to 10 people, and we work together with you on that level. And you grow a real community. So, and also get certified by my school. So that's first 50 people sign up and go to JVP's. There you go. Thanks, Renee. There you go. JVP. There you go. Very good. JVP School of Mystical Arts is where you want to sign up for, and that would be great. Okay. Good. I remember to talk about that because so many people asked me about it, so I want to make sure I cross that off my list. Okay. vanprog.com. Yes, you go to vanprog.com and sign up too. Vanprog.com will bring you over to the school, JVP School of Mystical Arts. So vanprog.com is my website. And there's a School of Mystical Arts. Either one will bring you there. And I'm redoing my photos because I didn't have the gray. So I'm doing. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Renee. He put it in the comments. So there you go. You click on under my name, James Van Prague, and you will get it. Okay. Cool, man. Okay, got your pen and paper ready? Okay. Does spirit decide who they want to be medium? Lori Kittle wrote. All right, so we'll do some questions now. If you want to just general questions, Lori asks, does spirit decide who's going to be a medium? Well, you decide it before you come back into the lifetime if you're going to work as a medium, and that's going to be your career. And it's also based upon your soul's makeup. So if you are have the ability, so it's an ability, it's an ability, it's a creative ability like art or music or writing. It's an ability that can be developed with if it's innately within your soul self, and it can be pulled out and developed. You bet. So we are mediums to a degree, but there's a degree of that. Like everybody can be a concert. I'm sorry. Everybody can learn. I love this analogy. Everybody can learn how to play the piano, but not everybody is a concert pianist. So, but if you have that innate ability within you, and you developed correctly, the right way, by using the energy of the world around us and within, and monitoring your physical, mental, spiritual, emotional health, and balancing it, you can indeed, and you have a good tutor, which you can definitely develop it. Okay, so let's answer some questions people might have here. Renee's going to pick some out here. I'll let you pick them out, Renee. I'm not going to. How do you discover if you are a medium? Well, Lori, people have different experiences, Lori. So it's not one way, but it's usually a medium is someone who would have experiences maybe when they're younger, very, very sensitive, maybe seeing spirit, knowing things before they happen, very, very psychic, hearing, seeing, feeling things, people, spirit around you. And knowing this a little bit different than psychic, a little bit different. So that's, I would say, the beginnings of that. But everybody has different experiences too. I used to see spirit as a child. James, is there a hell? Miss Ilgan. There is hell, and hell is right here, baby. It's right here. Hell is really what you create based upon how you live your life currently. So it's all thoughts, words, and deeds create that world, right? So our thoughts and our actions and deeds create the environment we're living in right now. You've heard of karma. Let's just say karma simply is energy. It's energy you put forward. It's energy you create with an intention behind it. And if you do things in a loving way, that's what you're going to get back. So heaven and hell, in the biblical sense, which again to me is biblical, it's myth to me. It's mythological. I don't believe necessarily. The Bible was written by men, human beings with a political background. So I believe in consciousness. I believe in spaces and places. I believe worlds beyond worlds and worlds within worlds. And I think that this is important to know, Miss Elgin and everybody. Think of yourself as a soul having a human experience. And think of yourself as a soul. 70% of your soul is out of the body. It's mostly out of here. Only like 30% is inside here. Might be off the percentages, but you get the point that I call this a big foot to the soul, big toe to the soul, because the soul is so much more on different levels of awareness and consciousness. So we have physical death, the remnant of that soul that's there just leaves and goes back to its main part. So that's really what it is. And so you will have that main part and experiences, and you'll experience space which you've created based upon how you lived, just like right now. So when you pass out of the physical, that world, that curtain, if you will, so natural, you will experience all the things that you did in this earth and you didn't do in this earth, and you'll be your own judge and jury. If you were a good person, did things with the right intention behind it, you have no worries. But if you went out of your way to hurt people, abuse people, get over on people, you'll be living in a space that you have to relive that over and over again. The unloving ways of doing that, take advantage of others and so forth. That's not good. A quick story, then I'll move on here. There was a very wealthy man. I love this little story. There was a very wealthy man, and he went to heaven, passed away, went to heaven. Met St. Peter at the gate. And St. Peter said, come on and we'll show you your place to live. Okay. They're walking into this beautiful space and parks and beautiful mansions and flowers and trees. And this man looked around and said, oh, this reminds me of several of my properties on the earth. I used to have properties like this. And St. Peter said, okay. They're walking down further, go around a bend, and things are starting to get darker. And it's hard to see. And the man is looking around, he can barely see anything. And he said to St. Peter, well, we must have taken the wrong path here, wrong way, because this is not my place. He goes, no, come on further. We'll find it for you. We have your place. So they go down this pathway, which then breaks into these little rocks. You can barely see, but they're like little hovels around you can make out. And the man said to St. Peter, well, God must have made a mistake because I was one of the richest men in the world, and I had people working for me, and I had lots of properties and took and lots of staff and so forth. And he goes, God made a mistake. And St. Peter said, God doesn't make mistakes. So he went further, and he pointed to this very little space, tiny little house, not much of a house. Oh, it was in the corner there, and the man said, this must be wrong. St. Peter, this can't be mine. I'm the wealthiest people to work for. I was powerful in a lifetime. And St. Peter said, God doesn't make mistakes. We can only build with the materials you sent us. So that's a good one. I like that. That really sums it up. So you create that heaven, that hell, if you will, with what you've done. So if you did something which really hurt somebody, when you pass over, you'll have a life review. We all have life reviews, and you become a witness, if you will, to the energy you sent forth from the other person's point of view. So the analogy I use all the time is, we go to get some gasoline in our car. Let's say we're in a bad mood, and we go in and we pay the cashier, and we yell at them, we're upset with them, and the cashier gets upset. And then later on, the cashier yells at his coworker, perhaps. Maybe the coworker gets upset and goes home and yells at a family member. Maybe a family member calls up someone on the telephone and yells at a friend. When you pass over and have that life review, you feel how that shopkeeper felt 10 times, 20 times, 30 times stronger than originally sent. And then you feel how the coworker felt and the family member and so forth. And you begin to have what's called a rippling effect of your one thought, your one word, your one action created that to happen and that to happen and that to happen. So there's the answer to your question. If you lived a good, decent life, the best you could, nothing to worry about. But if you went out of your way, you'll have to try to forgive yourself. And in this earth world, right, in the physical world here, how hard it is to forgive ourselves. We did something we weren't proud of, or I didn't mean that. I just said that. You apologize. Imagine when you're in a space where there's no time. There's no time. All you have is an opening, and it's a mental world. You're in the physical world. That's a mental world. So all you have are your thoughts. So that can be help. Okay. I think I answered it pretty thoroughly. Thanks, Missy. Are animals on a soul journey like we are? Do their souls evolve? Great question, Holly. Do they pick any of the circumstances of their lives before incarnating? I don't know, Holly, but I think so. I would believe so. I believe that there's soul groups, and I do believe that animals are part of your soul group. I do believe that they come to teach us, to heal us. I think we also teach them certain aspects. I do think we're connected, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I think it's just another life, of course, which we have to respect all life. So, yeah, I do believe that. And they evolve, of course, but wonderful teachers of unconditional love. Okay. Thank you, sweetheart. Melissa Trezzi says Italiano. Hello, JP. I was hoping you can help me with the question. I was wondering. I was just wondering when loved ones, and not loved bones, pass over, besides giving signs to say goodbye, and because we can't something. How do our past loved ones say goodbye to us? Well, it's funny, Melissa. They don't never say goodbye because they're not going anywhere. They don't say goodbye because goodbye seems like a finale, a final, and there's no final. There's no death. So they're around us. So they don't say goodbye to us because they're around us all the time. They get very, very frustrated, just like that movie Ghost, which was done so well, because they're always around us, and they get frustrated because they're trying to get through to us any way they can. And the more open we are, the more we can hear the subtle inferences and feelings and thoughts from them. Yeah. But the more closed off we are with all the noise in our minds and phonetic energy and and the grief and I wish it's hard for them to get through because it's like a concrete wall. So many times you get signs from them or messages from them when you're taking a shower, when you're driving your car, when you're reading a book, when you're not thinking. When you're not thinking is the best way to receive a message. Dream state, number one way, dream state, because you're not consciously aware of it. See? So that's the best way. Okay. So no goodbyes, only hellos. Is it possible, this is from Renee Went, is it possible that scars, blemishes, and moles you were born with could be carried over from prior life? Great question. I had a large mole I was born with. Yes, just flaxel. I do believe that, Renee. I've heard that before. I've worked with Brian Weiss, who is Dr. Brian Weiss, past life regressionist. I've read many of Ian Stevenson also from past lives. I've heard that before, and I believe that. I believe that. So, and I've known clients who've had scar on the side, and they believe they stabbed somebody in the side. Or I just heard yesterday, very interesting. I was watching a television show, and then explained, I guess it was called, and it was about a man who had the memory of, in this lifetime, he couldn't walk and he had trouble with his legs. And he remembers very clearly. He was in Lufthansa Air Force, the German Air Force, and he was shot down and he survived, but his legs were crushed. So there is some correlation. I do believe there is, for sure. Okay. Lynn, does having abilities overrun in families? Yes, many types of abilities run in families. Genetic links, genetic lines for sure, and mediumship as well, and psychic work. Sure. My grandmother used to read tea leaves to me when I was a little boy, and just it was just nonchalant, natural thing. And she said to me, I remember, I forget, I was like 8 years old, and she said, "Oh," and she looked at the cup. She says, "You're going to be traveling a lot over water. You're going to be doing a lot of traveling around water and all over the place. You're going to travel. The world's going to be your oyster of traveling." It's like, and of course, 8 years old, I didn't understand that. And just, "Oh, you're going to meet a lot of different people all over the world." I said, "Really?" She goes, "Oh, yeah." That was interesting. And my grandfather on my mother's side was also very psychic. He would say, and I never knew him. It was probably back in the 40s. And I remember my mother told me he told his wife, my grandmother, he said, "He better put another plate, set another plate on the table for Sunday's supper because we're going to have another person come over." And she just did. And sure enough, 5 o'clock, when they were just sitting down, the neighbor showed up. So that was just natural in those days, very natural. Good. Linda Miller, can you become like a spirit while in a dream? You don't become a spirit. You're a soul. So right now you're a soul encased in this vessel, this physical vessel called the body. And think of it like this, sweetheart. Think of this as this is a glass of water, right? It's a glass, that's the vessel, and the water inside is a spirit. So you're a soul having human experience. And at nighttime, when we go to sleep, our soul leaves the physical vessel to the top of the head, to the crown chakra. And many times, right before we fall asleep, we're still conscious. We feel like we're falling down or going on a roller coaster or something. We wake up again. We just jump back up, and it's really because our soul has left the wrong way out of the axis of the top of the crown chakra. So we come back in. It's not proper aligned. So then we go back out, and that's what we do. And we go to the spirit world at night, and the other worlds here, teachers and loved ones, and we sometimes work on issues about the what we're working, missionary work we do, or helping other people, or looking into the future about things we have to deal with in this physical earth, tests we might have to prepare. We prepare for tests that we're going to have in the physical world. So it's all that. Good. Chem H. Since as we get older, we learn and grow. Can we undo the mean things we've done one in this lifetime before we cross? You bet, Kim H. You certainly can. So if you have the awareness that you did something not right, and that's what it's about. It's all about evolution, growth, expansion, awareness. Then now is the time to make it better. So call up that person and say, "I'm really sorry. Please forgive me." Write a card to them. Yes, you can think positive, but I think the act of actually doing something about it, whether sending a card, whether, if you can, if it's something that you can't, well, maybe you can forgive on the higher levels. But awareness is the first step of healing. Very good. James, at some point, did departed souls integrate into what we call God or some universal intelligence? Hmm. Interesting, Bob. I think, Bob, that we got to be very careful that we don't get caught up in limitations of this three-dimensional physical world. So that question is very much a limited three-dimensional world question, thinking that we're not there yet. So we are part of that universal intelligence. So we can call it the higher self, and the higher self is connected to something higher and then higher. So that stream, if you will, of that intelligence is downloaded to us as often as we want it to be, if we'll take the time to let that happen, right? So I think that we come back to this school, Earth, and other schools, by the way. This is only one of millions of other schools, but this is one of the hardest schools. right? And it's when we can grow from the most. And it's when we come back to that we can help people to grow too and learn about tolerance and patience and non-judgment and compassion and forgiveness. You can't learn about that in other places like the degree you can here. So that's why everything's so intense. And of course, now during this COVID time and political and all this stuff going on, it's an amazing opportunity to start growing in different ways and living in love, not fear, right? Living in love, not fear. It's a great opportunity for love and assessment. Okay. All right. Yes, we're going to do that. We're going to do the test, the assessment in 1 second. Let me answer a couple more questions. Regina, after your loved ones dies, are they ever reborn? And if so, do we not feel them around us any longer? Okay, Regina, that's it's a good picture. Is it your son? Um, Again, another example of three-dimensional linear thinking, right? In that you're thinking in linear time. So that this is all we are as a soul right now, when really, as I just said earlier, most of the soul's out of the body right now, and you're living in several different spaces and places and times right now as you're conscious of just this physical world. But think of this as just maybe a 5 pointed star, and this is just one of the points. But there are four other points out there, right? So you can live past, present, future in different spaces and different places, by the way, all simultaneously as you're living this life here in the physical. So the personalities that we come back with the group souls in this vibration of physical earth, that personality of those souls is in a group soul. They're together. We're together in that group soul, which will be connected again when each one of those members go back to the spirit level. So you will see your loved ones again. They don't get reborn per se into the different soul group. We come back in the same soul group. So we all of us got to go over there. So we all tend to come back different times, like together. So, but in one lifetime might be the mother or the father or the granddaughter or the who knows, the uncle. So it's really think of it as a stage, and as Shakespeare said, we're merely players upon the stage. Okay, I'm going to do the assessment now. So here you go. So get out your paper and pen, and I'm going to give you some aspects of your soul. And I want you to be very honest, and it's just for your own benefit, not for anyone else to look up at yourself. So this is a self-assessment. So I'm going to give you a list of some aspects of your soul and just write them down. I'm going to make a list. Okay. So leave plenty of room, like 3 columns. First column left, truth. Next word, grace. Next word, joy. Complete. Generous. Harmonious. Abundant. Confident. Wholehearted. Mindful. Enthusiastic. Radiant. Okay. Good. Those are all the aspects. Now, I just want you to next to it to write and be honest now. Um, are you being totally truthful with yourself? If not, why? Why aren't you being truthful with yourself? If you're not being truthful with yourself on all levels of your being, why are you not being truthful? So let's say you're in a relationship you don't think you should be in, or a friendship, or a job, or whatever it might be. What are you not being honest about? What are you not being truthful about? And that might be many things, but just write a couple down. You get the idea. What about yourself are you not accepting? Under graceful. What about yourself do you not accept? The next one is joy. Why don't you have joy in your life? Look at your life. Are there areas where you don't have joy? Why? Why is that? Next one. What parts of your life do you not feel complete? What areas or aspects of your life do you not feel completed? Next one. Why don't you feel generous? What areas in your life do you not feel generous? And why? And why? Why don't you feel generous? Now, the next one. What areas in your life do you not feel are in harmony? What areas or aspects in your life do you not feel this harmony? The next one. Do you feel you do not have abundance? Are there areas in your life that you're not abundant? Why is that? Why do you not feel abundant in certain aspects of your life? Next one, confidence. What areas you're not confident? Are you confident about yourself? Are you not confident about yourself and maybe in the workplace or some about part of your life or who you are? What aspects, what parts of yourself do you not feel confident? Next one is wholehearted. So what part of your life or yourself do you feel empty? What parts of your life or aspects feel empty? Next one, mindful. Why are you not more mindful? Why are you not more mindful? Why don't you take the time to be more mindful? Why don't you take the time to be more mindful? Next one is enthusiasm. So, is there an area of your life, an aspect of your life, part of your life where there lacks enthusiasm? Part of your life lacks enthusiasm. You're just existing. What part of that part of your life, your path? That goes hand in hand with the next one, the final one, which is radiant. It also goes with enthusiasm. Same thing, really, kind of what part is not shining? What part of you is not shining? Maybe it's something you put off and you haven't done it yet, put off till tomorrow, that you want to do something, but you're not doing it. What part of your life are you not radiant or not shining in? Okay, that's it. So look over your list and just read it for your own self assessment. It's great because you can be just truthful to yourself. So, if you lack truth, the first one, you have to be yourself. Accept yourself for who you are, warts and all. What other people think of you is none of your business. Remember that you have the power. Be truthful to yourself. Never live to anyone else's standards because you'll never receive their acceptance, their approval. Don't need other people's approval. Need yourself. So empower yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Gracefully, grace in your life. If you find there's not much grace, you also got to accept yourself for who you are. You don't have to do anything else but accept yourself because you're perfect just the way you are. Just the way you are. Now we should never measure up to other people because there will always be people that are up here and down here. Never ever do that to yourself. Accept yourself for who you are. Being more joyful. What parts of your life don't have joy? That also comes into value yourself, understanding yourself, value the ups and the downs, the ins and the outs. You're here learning. Remember, you're here learning. Don't know it all yet. So just value the learning part of yourself, and you'll find more joy. You'll find joy in every part of your life if you value yourself more. There's a next one is complete. Do you feel complete? What part of your life does it feel complete? If you don't feel complete, I want you to look at your life and see what part of your life, maybe it's a person, maybe it's a situation, maybe it's an old friendship that you haven't forgiven. It's still waiting out there. It's still holding out. Maybe it's someone that passed over too. Maybe you have not forgiven yourself over someone's passing. What needs to be forgiven so you can be complete? It's a good one. And you find in your life that you might not be generous with yourself for whatever reason that might be. Maybe it's uh, put in your head from a young child, brainwashed to think that you don't deserve things, right? Treat yourself. Do something today, tomorrow that you want to do, that you maybe treat yourself to, even simple down to a chocolate if you want, or uh, I went out and bought a bicycle. Do something fun for yourself. Treat yourself. Have a glass of wine if you want to have a glass of wine. Treat yourself. Buy a orchid. Do something to treat yourself. Okay. It's almost as if you're babysitting and you take care of yourself. Um, Harmoniously. Are you having areas in your life that are not harmonious? I want you to look in your life. You don't feel you have harmony in your life. Look at all the different areas of your life and see where there's an imbalance. So it could be an emotional imbalance, might be a mental imbalance, overthinking, negative thinking. Might be a spiritual imbalance. Maybe there's, I don't know, whatever you're thinking, maybe religious or dogma type of thinking. So find out, or physically, maybe you're not working out enough, maybe you're not moving the energy. So find out what's not in harmony. Again, the abundant part comes back to treat yourself again. So really blessing yourself. Abundance is doing something special for yourself. The next one is confidence. Again, look at your life and see where you lack confidence. So when you look at your life, say, why am I not confident in this area? What do I need to empower myself about with that? What can I do to empower myself with that? To trust myself. So you need more trust of who you are. You know, we're never put down on this earth, just thrown down here. God, in its wondrous way, the universal energy, gives everything we need to succeed. Everything. So trust yourself. The next one is feeling empty, wholehearted, not feeling wholehearted, feeling empty about yourself, feeling empty about your life, feeling empty about certain things that didn't happen that you want, and you don't feel like yourself. You get depressed, something's going on. You're too sensitive to too many things. You feel self-involved as far as people attacking you, whatever it might be. And you feel maybe there are areas that you don't feel fulfilled in your life. The answer for that is love yourself. So go to those areas and give yourself a little bit more love and patience and love, and treat it like you would as a young child. Be that curious young child, 7, 8 years old, curiosity. Love yourself. Remember, you are a being of love, not fear. Love is your natural frequency, it's your natural vibration. Fear is not. So bring more love to yourself there. Being more mindful. What does it hold you back from being more mindful? How can we do that? Well, here's the secret: breath, breathing, breathing out. So each step you take, being more aware of the steps. And as you take the step, looking around you, how are your thoughts dealing with that walk, each step? What are you thinking of as you take each step? Are you aware of the world around you? Are you too much in your head? You have to get to the heart. A good one too with that is let your heart lead the way. So by the way to be more mindful is, I say, go heart first. Let your heart light go first and guide you. Yeah, that'll help in mindfulness. Um, Enthusiastic about yourself. What areas are you not enthusiastic? Again, that goes back to treating yourself, giving yourself that, whatever that might be, whether it's emotional hug, spiritual, mental, physical, working out makes you feel good. Uh, emotionally around good people who support you. Never be around people that take away from you. Always be with people that support you, that build you up. Never, never allow people in your life, around your circle, to take from you. No, too hard lifting, too much hard lifting for that. Don't have to force friendships. I found that out recently too. You don't have to force friendships. If they come naturally, 50-50, great. But if they work for a friendship, it's not a friendship. If you work for a relationship, it's not a relationship that you want to be in. You want mutual support. I know it's touching everybody who's watching this. Look at that, please, please. Radiant, being, again, having those areas in your life that you're not feeling radiant or excited or enthusiastic. And that's really about expressing your own unique talent. Do that. Don't try to be like everybody else, but you're unique. Every one of us is a diamond, and every one of us is a unique diamond. And each experience we have in life really are cut facets in that diamond. So you are unique. Look at your diamonds, your colors to shine from. Okay. So that's it, my friends. I hope that helps you. And I really enjoyed this session. And tonight, I just want to make a comment tonight on our show, Both Sides Down and Beyond with Kelly White. We have another medium on tonight. There you go. Harry T, who's a very well-known medium in Australia. And he'll be joining us tonight. He's a very cute little kid. I don't know, probably 40, 30, I don't know. But he's a good guy. Never met him before, but he sent me his deck of cards. So here we go. Right. So let's look at Harry T. Look, Harry, nice kid, nice guy. So old. All right. And again, the mediumship, remember, 50 people, first 50 people sign up, we get that VIP. And so there you go, right there. And I hope that helped you, that little assessment we did. And I'll be curious to hear from you about it. So thanks, everybody. Until next time. Bye-bye now. God bless.